Okay, hello YouTube. I'm gonna play against Mittens. Apparently everybody on the internet is playing against Mittens, so I'm gonna play against Mittens. I haven't watched any of those videos, so I don't know what the joke is about. I'm guessing Mittens is good. Mittens is a cat. Mittens is also a computer. Computers are hard. Computers are hard to play against. I guess these computers are what they call adaptive, which means they play stronger when you have the advantage and weaker when you're behind, but it's weird because that's not how people play. People are usually the opposite of that. Normally, I don't like playing against computers just because it's like the same as like it's not the same as playing against people, so it's not great training. So here we go, playing against Mittens the cat. D4. I exist at this chessboard, though all times and realities. Through all times and realities. Great. Okay. I'm playing against a cat. This is wonderful. So d4, d5, c4, e6. So we have a Queen's Gambit declined. Knight c3, knight f6. So mainline Queen's Gambit declined. Bishop g5, bishop e7. So we're playing a lot of theory. So Mittens the bot knows theory. Like, kind of you can use a little bit of training against computers, at least to study your theory. So I'm going to play this sideline here, like knight on b7 followed by dc4. This is, what is the name of this again? Drawing a blank here, but it's a lot lesser played. Okay, so the cat immediately transposes. This is actually a little annoying because we're changing this into an exchange variation. Oh, it's the Hennenberger, by the way. I just remembered the name. This line with knight on b to d7, if they allow dc4, it's called the Hennenberger. Okay, so now, but we're in a mainline exchange variation now where I've played knight on b to d7. This isn't normally my preference, but I do know the theory here, or most of it. You generally speaking, you just kind of shuffle this knight. But what is this? Okay, so now, okay, bishop f4 is so weird. It's a decent enough move, though. He's trying to prevent, like, knight e4, where I exchange off this dark-scored bishop and I fix the position of my queen. But it's such a weird move. I just feel like this obligation to play, like, knight e6 and then eventually shuffle my knight back to... I'm going to shuffle this knight back to g7 and bring this bishop to f5 and try to equalize that way. Mittens is annoying. I can tell that already. So queen b3, so that kind of snuffs out my bishop f5 idea that I was working for. And, I mean, I don't know. For the most part, my position is just frustrating. Like, I don't even know if I'm worse. It's just I'm very frustrated in the position. This is really interesting. I don't have... Bishop f5 is not a great move. It's hard for me to find a great move here. Probably queen b6, I guess, because otherwise I'm never playing bishop f5. Now bishop f5. Okay, good. Okay, we're back on track. And we're going to take. Probably rook takes this force because they can't lose the b2 pawn. And now, if I can get rid of this other bishop, then life will be very good. So let's retreat so we can kind of free up this bishop. This is the one annoying piece in my... Ooh. Okay, well, at least on the exchanges front, we're doing okay. I get rid of this bishop. That's good. But I'm playing against a computer, so I have to remember that nothing is ever good. Okay, so takes. Takes seemed kind of forced. Takes. This knight is very strong. I mean, white's probably a little bit better here, but that's normal for QGD positions. White's almost always a little bit better. When white's a lot better, then I can be worried. Okay, so I just got rid of all my problem pieces. Maybe I just trade everything and play queen d8, knight f5, and pick up this pawn, right? I'm probably missing something, but I don't know what it is. And like in general against computers, like the more pieces you get off the board, the kind of the safer you are, just because there's fewer tactics that they can hit you with. This is weird though. So like if I exchange takes, They have to play knight takes. I really don't see anything. Okay, so I guess I'm going to learn something. Like, I don't see anything for white. I mean, I can even get behind the pawn, which generally is pretty good, and just threaten to take it. So if I get behind the pawn, if I play queen d4, queen d3 is almost forced. Then I can get more material off the board, which is usually good against machines. And then knight takes d3, and then king f8. And he's not going to queen. Knight c5 is definitely coming. And then I should play b6, and then I don't see a clear path for any kind of advantage for white. Okay, so fine. Let's do it. Oh, queen b3, that's interesting. And scary. Maybe now I just play b6, though. And again, I don't see a clear way for him to defend this pawn, other than queen d3 at some point with the exchange of queens. There we go. Okay. Now there. Okay, so it's making jokes. But is it making jokes because it's scared or because I'm doing well? God, this cat scares me. Okay, so if I play c5 and maintain my queenside majority, it's got d7, king e7, equals queen, takes, knight takes, and then we have a queenside majority versus a kingside majority. It's taking with check as well. And normally, yeah, I'm going to go for that. Normally I hope I didn't, knight endgames are so tricky. Okay, that kind of went mostly how I thought it was supposed to go. There's a little bit of a nuance there, but not much different. This position is really equal, but I can still mess it up. If I go like king e6, there's knight g5, knight h7, so like there's a lot of potential for mistakes here. Knight forks are annoying. Computers are just annoying in every phase of the game, just because tactics is such a huge part of chess, and just most games of chess just end with some tactical blunder. I don't know, let's make it a king and pawn endgame. The less material, the better. I'm even afraid of knights being on the board. Okay, so this has got to be completely equal, but my king has slightly better position, which should be, generally speaking, a good thing. Okay, and the cat is still talking trash. Okay, so we're going to gain a little bit of space. This looks weird. So if I play... Now, to play h5 or not to play h5. So I can hit c4, takes, king c3, and then king here. And then in order for white to make a queen, it would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 moves. And in order for me to make a queen, it would take, well, potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Equal number of moves. I could try to maintain this position until white runs out of tempos. Because I can eventually maybe out-tempo him with... No, this is tricky, because like if I try to out-tempo with b4... Like out-tempoing is probably not the way to go. I've drawn a lot of arrows on the board. I usually like direct approaches in positions like this. but that doesn't mean that that's correct. I guess this is probably correct. And this has got to be close to the truth. Now, I got to be careful about a5, but also a5 is a tempo for him. So let's just recount this real quick. So 1, I go there, and then he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 moves. So then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we both queen. I could try to win by trying to out-tempo. So I could play h5, then a5 is a problem. Well, no, because then I go here and, well, if a5 I play h4 and then I have king c5 is a huge threat. So h5 g4, takes, but then I can't make a queen over here on the king side. So h5 g4, hg, and then even king here won't work because f5 takes, king here, takes, here is going to be a draw. We could just keep tempoing here, but then eventually he'll also get an outside pawn. Okay. I'm going to go for it. Probably a mistake, but I've made lots of those. So takes. I think we both just queen in this line. You have triumphed in existing longer than many before you. Well, good to know. Yeah. Okay, takes. He's got to get out of the way. And then this should be, we should queen simultaneously. I mean, that should have been close to an equal endgame anyway. Probably just equality. Yeah, it's just equal. He takes the pawn, we trade queens, and then we declare a draw. I mean, how good of a game was that, I wonder? Okay, so I'm playing against Mittens the bot, and I get a draw. I don't know if that's a good result. Like I said, I haven't been watching the internet memes. I mean, it looks like I played a solid enough game, and you got to see me kind of think while I was playing. I'm curious. I got to look at this game review. Bringing up the game review, what does it say? Like, how good did I play? I'm really curious. Because it seemed like a solid enough game. Just curious about the assessment and if I played well. I mean, I wasn't... Jeez. Okay, we both played really well. I had 1 inaccuracy, 28 best moves to Mittens 29. Well, I mean, for my first... I actually had higher accuracy than Mittens. And I had an advantage in a couple of spots. That's interesting. Okay, well, maybe I do have a shot playing against these machines. I don't know. There's no comments on any of the moves because there's no... It's almost nothing. Oh wait, I can look at the review here. Okay. Where's the detail? Okay, so it shows... Here we go, yeah. Oh, so this is where it doesn't like what I did. So it thinks I'm a little bit better here. King f8 was a mistake. Probably... So knight d3, what does the analysis give here? What's the evaluation? So knight d3... give me a line. Knight e6. Okay, because I was... How is... Yeah, knight e6 is so inhuman. It's all about the same, though. It's the same evaluation. Like, king f8, it's all just pretty much saying equality. Knight f5 are just close enough to equality that This is what I'm getting here. Yeah, this is just going to be equal. Because what else do you do? Right? And okay, so I'm just curious, like when we get to the position where I was really stressing. Yeah, see, everything's equal. Okay. That's normal for me, to stress out in a position where I can play literally anything. So h5 was an option as well. Okay. I was worried about g4. The computer says it's okay. And then king e4 is just dead equality. I knew that when I looked at it. That's kind of why I played it, because I knew it was safe. But h5, I was worried about g4, and then, yeah, I knew h4 and hg4 were both possibilities. Yeah, and I saw this was a draw. I saw hg4, hg4, king here, and then f5, and then gf, gf takes, and then here, and then here, here, but then by the time he gets the pawn, I lock him in. And that's a book draw. Oh well, it's a draw. I didn't lose. I didn't win. I don't know if that's good. I normally just hate playing against computers in general just because they play so perfect and they play so like such inhuman chess. And they're just it's hard. And whenever I lose to computers, it makes me feel stupid and it just makes me look bad because usually when I lose to computers, it's just a technical blunder and I feel like I never was in the game and I just feel like I got crushed and it's just so hard playing against machines. So anyways, that's my adventure against Mittens the cat. It ends in a draw. So hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully that's a good result. I don't know. Well, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new about chess. Thank you for watching.